Everyone, it's John Benson, the Billion Dollar Copy Coach, back with day 16 of Persuade, and Profit Live. You can use this for promotion, obviously, but we're talking about persuasion and profiting, using words to sell more, to engage more, and to spread your message more. That is what we're trying to do here. Again, I am John Benson, and we've had an amazing first half of this 30-day series that we're trying out, and love to have you guys on and love to hear your feedback. So everybody's welcome to come on and say hello. And then we're going to dive into the instructional part of this training as soon as we can. So a couple of things to make note of, like we're doing every single day, we're kind of having a not a contest, but well, I guess it is a kind of a contest, but the comments that you guys leave, if assuming they're real comments, that we're going to put you guys into a sort of comment raffle. And next Thursday we'll select our third winner. We've already got two, and we're doing really it's kind of fun. So whoever makes the most comments, and you get more of a chance to win. And then what you get is a coaching call with me. So we're going to do a four-person coaching call. So it's a group call for 90 minutes with me. That's $2,500 is what I charge to do a group call. It's $5,000 to do just a normal one-on-one call. But in a group call, it's $2,500, and we're giving that away for free just for your comments. So, and we're gonna pick up at random. So please be sure to do that so you can have a shot at winning this, and that's awesome. So cool. All right, well, we're gonna dive into the content, and today we're gonna talk about a couple things. First of all, sales bullets and why that's so important. So, just so you guys know, it's one thing to be a copywriter. It's one thing to have been, responsible for like $1 billion of copy, which is kind of awesome. It's another thing to be able to teach this stuff. That is a whole different skill set. And if I was challenged on this, I'd say probably I'm a better teacher, or at least as good of a teacher as I am a copywriter, at making the complex as simple as possible. Now, what we're going to try to do is break things out into little bitty chunks and segments for you guys to really get into this. Once again, I'm going to use the software program we created called Email Copy Pro to show you sales bullets. You wouldn't think, well, what does email and sales bullets have in common? Well, you can use sales bullets in emails, sure, but you can also use sales bullets for sales letters, for VSLs, for blog posts, etc. Bullet writing is very important. If you don't know what that is, that's a little benefit. It's going to be or a thing to avoid, or a benefit that you want to have. That's written in a very small, concise, pithy way that you can literally list them as bullets. Is why they're called bullets. And to start with your sales letter, sometimes when you can't wrap your head around what you need to write for a sales letter, or even what you need to write for an email, it's a good idea to write down what are the benefits, what are the drawbacks, what am I helping people avoid, what am I helping people get. And there's bullet creation formulas that we put inside Email Copy Pro that naturally generates them for you. But I want to show you the process that we're using in so many of these bullets. Then I'm going to reveal a little bit of a surprise that we have for the peeps that have Email Copy Pro now. We're about to release this, and we got the first one. Well, actually, we have more than one, but we have the first new one up already inside the Quick Start library today, and we're going to have about 20 of them ready for you guys over the next few weeks. And our content library is going to radically expand, and it's all going to be in the Quick Start. So I want to show you that too. So let's get into this. I'm going to go ahead and share my. Make sure again that I'm sharing my screen and you guys can see everything, and we're all solid and good. You should be able to see this, and I'm going to hide that. We should all be good. You should all be hearing me, and I'm going to jump over into the content. Now, once again, I'm inside Email Copy Pro. This is live, nothing up my sleeve. See, I'm doing this right here. And I am going to go to, since this is not an email, this is down here under our bonus copy tools. You just click here, and I'm going to click over here to the bullet generator. I'll click Start Project, and when I click Start Project, this is going to pop up. So this is the bullet creator. And I'm going to zoom up in just a little bit higher so you can see this a little bit better. And what we've done is we've created basically an email that happens to have all of these bullets already made for you. So I'm just scrolling down here. And again, like with everything in Email Copy Pro, or just about everything, you can regenerate them and rewrite every single bullet based on the same exact, if you're following along for the last 16 days, you know what I'm going to say, blueprint. Yes, bullets have blueprints. Everything has blueprints to them. So in our case, they're dynamic. So this is a very simple right or wrong. So sending longer emails means you'll sell more from email, right? Wrong. And this is great so I put page XXX in case this is great for like if you're selling a book. for example, you see these bullets all the time. You see them in mag logs, you see them in sales pages. Well, this is a very famous right wrong. It goes all the way back to like some of the copywriters from the 60s that were doing this kind of stuff. Like I'm trying to remember some of the names. Ogilvy is one of them that was really famous for writing right wrong bullets. Well, right wrong says, so you think X, wrong. Page X tells you why. So that's very simple. Okay, how to create killer copy that sells right, and how outdated approaches like sending a few emails with your subscriber robs you of your power. You should know what this is, right? You should know what this is. This is another, by the way, all of these bullets came from very famous copywriters dating back all the way to this, like we're talking about like breakthrough advertising, kind of stuff, all the way to modern day guys, everyone from John Carlton and Gary Vaynerchuk, et cetera. So these are modeled after some really solid copywriters, and they use these words and they use them in the way that we're using them. So you don't have to think through this. So this is duality. That's all it is. How to create killer copy that sells, and how outdated approaches like this robs you of your power. So I love that, robs you of your power. Little known secrets. That's literally called the little known secrets. That help you create X and make more money online. This is just that let you do something good and do something good. There's two benefits in that one. Little known secrets, that X. Why most people believe it spells disaster if you're emailing every day, even twice a day. Now this is called a false belief, a limiting belief if you want. Why most people believe this limiting belief is a disaster, but why it's good for you if you do it right. So that's called a contrarian mode. So we're talking about limiting belief or mythical belief, or what we call false beliefs in email copy, and going into a contrarian mode. Contrarian mode means everyone else is telling you this is wrong, but it's really good for you. Or the other way around. Everyone else is telling you this is really good for you, but it's really bad. So this is simple. Exactly how, and that's literally what this one's called, exactly how. Exactly how X. You can build a prospect list of raving fans. Okay, very simple, right? A brand new way, now this is nothing new under the sun, right? A brand new way, whenever you say new and underline it, everyone loves it and it still works. A brand new way you can generate proven emails and sequences that sell engage without looking at a blank screen or worrying about what to write. Very good bullet. By the way, in case you're wondering, when I generated these bullets, I only had to change 2 or 3 of these to I didn't like change anything, like I didn't type over anything, just to select something that I wanted better. So the randomizer, the generator inside Email Copy Pro literally wrote all of this stuff for me. All I had to do was click, and it took me 2 seconds to click through this. It was kind of cool. And I'm going to regenerate again and show you what I'm talking about, because once it regenerates, everything I put in here is going to alter. And I'll show you that if I want to change something, how easy it is. Okay, this I really love this. What you must do at once to avoid struggling making it online. I would actually change that one. I would say it's like I would probably go from writing emails from scratch. So to avoid writing emails from scratch. Okay, that was the other one worked, but again, since it's a randomizer and because they all work in different contexts, I'll have different things inside what this is called the primary complaint. I've got many primary complaints in here. You see, this is my customers have lots of complaints, and this is my list of complaints. It's going to pull them at random, so I can pick whatever I want. So avoid writing email copy from scratch. What you must do at once to avoid that. It's the at once part that makes that bullet so strong. What to never do if you want to utilize an engine I would change this one too. So what to never do if you want to easily access pro level message sequence is not what you think. Okay. So you can get the idea. This is all in patterns, right? Never to do this if you want to do this. Precisely how my approach ensures you'll X. And this is very important, without ever having to do X. What is this? This is duality again. Precisely why my approach ensures, these are all critical words, as opposed to you'll elevate sales by a factor of 3 times or more without. That's not bad. Like if I just took all that out and put you'll, but this is precisely why my approach ensures you'll. It's just stronger, right? Now, bullets can be really cool. You can have a whole list of bullets that start with plus, 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 plus. The mind just loves plus. How to turn the tables on one so-called email marketing expert we both know. This one's sinister. I had to put this one in there. I don't remember where I found this one, but it was really awesome. And it's called the villain. So this is the villain, and we both know this so-called expert, the one just out to steal your time and money. And to see well beyond what is this? Obviously, this is very bad, and this is very good. You'll see duality throughout all great copy. Warning: Avoid these 3 marketing mistakes like the plague. Ignoring this advice can mean your dreams of having successful business will vanish. This is serious. This is called the dire bullet. This is very, very dire. As you can see, there's just tons and tons of bullets in here. But the trick to writing bullets, I want you to give you a couple of little things here. So it's a great thing to do. Bullets often start. You can always start with a verb. Like if you start with a verb, a lot of these don't start with a verb, but it doesn't matter. You can start with the verbs like create, make, sell. Simple verbs can get you into bullets really, really fast. Verb bullets work really, really well. In fact, there's some copywriters that swear by only using verbs, like verb, verb, verb. A lot of my copy does have verbs in there. It's ironic that we haven't put my own stuff in here yet. Again, we're building this out. This email copy pro is built completely. We always just add to it, but I wanted to put this in here as a bonus tool for you guys. So I literally just started building this like it was a couple of months ago, and then we put it off on our back burner because we got all this other stuff going on. So I haven't added about 20 other bullets to this formula. One of the bullets I'll add is the verb formula, which is just verb, 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 verb. It's pretty simple. So that's something to do. But notice that a lot of these bullets do. Can this long forgotten email marketing trick create emails to sell without ever having to? So can it do this without having this do to? I might change this to build a buyer's list to make it shorter. Can this long forgotten email marketing trick build a buyer's list to? It's the to that little bitty words like this jump out to a copywriter. Find out here. And I think you guys get the point of how cool bullets can be. Now we'll do the infamous come up here and I'll hit regenerate. And you'll notice that all the structure stays exactly the same. I'll regenerate a couple times here just so you can see. All the bullets, in this case, we don't change the words because the words are very, very specific, right? We just change what you can pull in. So all the structure stays exactly the same, but boom, it can completely rewrite things based on what you've entered. And it does change a few words here. So anyway, this is a work in progress. It's a bonus. It's something we give you for free, but it sure is cool. You can come out here and grab a whole bunch of bullets and it just writes them really, really quickly. Pretty groovy stuff. Now, I promised you I would show you this too. Let me just zoom up on that a little bit. And we're just starting this. We've added content throughout the entire time we've had Email Copy Pro. However, that being said, what we haven't done, because it's really difficult to do what I'm about to share with you without sounding like, just kind of blah, 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 generic PLR style copy. What we're doing now is we're putting dynamically generated syndicated copy, same as with all of Email Copy Pro, means that anyone in any field, in any industry, in any niche can use it. So it works for you, works for me, works for the girl next door, works for everyone, right? And it's dynamic. Again, dynamic blueprints. They dynamically regenerate. Well, how do you do that with content? Meaning, how do you make content that's global enough that it would apply to just about anyone and give you guys stuff that you can send out that's not promotional heavy, that's content heavy, that you don't have to write. Now, we have a content creator inside Email Copy Pro where you can write your own content based on 12 of the best content formulas, and you can just keep doing that until the cows come home. But we wanted to go one step further and say, okay, what if you just complete this? QS stands for Quick Start. What if you just completed our Quick Start? Our Quick Start takes you no more than 90 minutes. I mean, we literally have a video coach that walks you through this. And we have timers between each section, and it's exactly 90 minutes. And that's going slow. That's assuming it's going to take you a full minute to type your first and last name. So probably not. Okay. So but still 90 minutes and you're done. And we wanted to see how many emails could we give you out of just 90 minutes of work without going into all the superpower that this sucker has. I mean, Email Copy Pro is loaded with dynamic persuasion emails from some of the best copywriters in the world. So naturally, they're going to have more than 12 fields to fill in, right? In fact, there's 200 and something fields. So, but maybe you don't need all that all at once. So what can we do? Well, we're confident that we can give you 60 days. And that's what we're working on. So I just wanted to show you this is kind of cool because we just now started doing this. Now, I switched over to my weight loss mode just to show you this, but I could click right over into my digital marketing mode, right over into my dog training mode. Doesn't matter. So this is an article that or a content piece that you can send out. Now, bear in mind, email content, there's a lot of disagreement over how long content should be. Like a blog post, an email post. There's a lot of myth out there that now blog posts need to be 2,000 words long. Well, are you going to write a 2,000 word blog post? Sometimes one of our content pieces that's already in here is 1,600 words. It's a lot, okay? But that should be a very rare blog post. The only reason that's getting, there's a lot of myth behind that, is getting true, is when people post far less frequently and they built up critical mass. In reality, email content, get this, email content, you can just Google this all you want, you'll get the same data. Between 50 and 250 words, it has the best response. Now, content, you can push that a little bit, but even then, 300, and this is at 300. This is one of the longer content pieces, but I wanted to show you this because literally I can regenerate this entire content piece. This whole thing is about success habits, and it's based off a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. So how do you take, so success habits would appeal to anyone, right? If you're in finance, if your customers are wanting to make more money in finance, or your customers are wanting to train their dogs better, or your customers are buying a protein supplement, it's still, habits are extremely important. So we're taking global ideas and creating this really cool content for you guys that, again, if this was just one thing, it'd be one thing. But if I regenerate this, check this out. The whole thing will rewrite. And it not only rewrote it, it pulled in my different variables, but pulled in a lot of additional variables too. It'll keep doing this too. So like, it's just the really, really fun stuff. Like this one says, maybe you've heard the old analogy, if you got a penny a day and doubled it, so fresh content, right? Well, if I regenerate that again, whoops, I got to actually click the button, might help. So if I regenerate that again, that's gone, and it's replaced with a quote from Jodie Foster in Contact. Okay, this is how cool this can be for you guys. So again, all of it's changing. So anyone could use this in any niche and any variable, and you can have this along with all the other content we're providing for you guys. Plus, we already have all the promotional videos in less than 90 minutes inside Email Copy Pro. So that is exciting. We're really, really excited to roll that out. So I'm going to pop back over to where'd I go? I'm over here somewhere. There I am. And I'm going to show me like that. Cool. So in case you don't know, and you should by now, know where to get Email Copy Pro. johnbenson.com/email. You can buy it immediately right there. There's a buy button that shows up immediately on. You have to register for the webinar, and then after that, you can buy it immediately. But if you're still curious and you don't know, I want to see if this is for me, or what else can it do? There's an entire workshop called Dynamic Blueprints where I talk about all of this. I give you tons of one success story after another. I give you a lot of testimonials, people that have said, this is what this has done for me, and we collect these testimonials all the time. And I'd have to reshoot the webinar all the time to get all the testimonials in. So go check it out. We're gonna take some questions here and see what you guys think about this here. So cool. Awesome. Okay, so I'm reading through. Hey, Mark, what's going on? So I want to show this. Hi, Adrian. Yes, I definitely need to email more. Everyone needs to email more. Let me just break this out for you guys. What we're doing right now is again, we created a power tool. Here's hundreds of emails, knock yourself out, right? It's like, go send whatever email you want to send today. You could send an email obviously every day for the whole year, and longer than that. You can hit regenerate and just keep sending emails over and over and over and over again. That was the original plan. Well, then we start thinking and talking to people and hearing feedback and going, well, what if we literally set up a 60-day sequence for you? Because I know, seriously, say yes or no. Are you mailing your list every day? Yes or no? And be honest. Every day. Are you sending something every single day to your list? I'm going to bet the answer is no, even though honestly, you should be. Now, you should be assuming that you have really killer content and you've got a lot of different offers. So like for my fitness list, we mail every day. For my internet marketing list, we don't. We mail, at most 2 or 3 times a week. Now, so what we wanted to do was create, and what we are doing is creating, what if you email 3 times a week? And you have to say a lot of no's, heck no, no, no. You know that you should be, technically, if you had enough content and if you had enough offers, right? You really should be mailing more than once a week or once every 2 weeks. That's complete bullshit. That myth is just nonsense. The more you mail, the more money you make if you're mailing good stuff. So we wanted to put together a 3 times a week mailing schedule. That's not too much, but if you're like, no, I only want to mail twice, great. You just don't. You can go longer than 60 days. Congratulations. You just went, whatever the math is on that. You went 60 plus 8, 68 days. Okay. But awesome. But we want to put together 60 emails that you can use By the way, like I said, you've already got hundreds in there. You dive in there right now, you'll have more than 60 days, but actually in the exact order that you want to send them out, and actually giving you content that you just saw. And if you go back and watch this video and read through the content, I mean, it sounds like a pro did write it. I wrote it, this is what my team is doing. Is that we're taking good ideas and creating multiple different variations of the content, and of course putting different fields in, and so it's dynamic and variable and all that stuff. But if you had just a sequence to send out, and you knew that, okay, on Wednesday I'm sending this, on Friday I'm sending this. I'm just going to trust John. I'm going to trust his team. This is what I'm going to send out. You just watch what's going to happen. Now, if we could do that with nothing more than the quick start, that was the challenge. The quick start's got you saw what's capable of just the quick start. That's using I was only using 4 or 5 of the dynamic fields, but we have over 200 fields, dynamic fields in CopyPro. Well, without having you fill out all 200 fields, what if you just fill out 12? Give you 60 full days of emails. Yeah, that's what you get when you get inside Email CopyPro, and it's coming out here literally in a couple of weeks. So if you get in now before we jack our prices up, good idea to do that. Okay. And by the way, that is the discount link that you're going to want to go to get that. So I'm going to put that back up on the show so that you can see that. That's awesome. Okay. So I'm going to read a lot of these comments here. So Terry said, thinking about what you said, never do this if you want to do this. So yes. So the whole concept of avoidance is massively important in persuasion. Avoidance is so critical. People, unfortunately, like I've been saying since the time I was born practically, people are more attracted to what to avoid than what to gain. We are more attracted to negative than we are positive. I don't like it. We're more fear-based than we are pleasure-based. So you must talk about what you need to avoid. Leon, you know, to John, they have to be quality emails. Yes. When you email frequently. Yes. And that's what, well, all emails in Email CopyPro are quality. I mean, they're like A level. This is not, there's a couple of wannabe competitors when we came out that naturally somebody, they always try to knock you off, right? And we're looking through these things and we're going, oh, this is like a scripter thing. Yeah, this is not going to, that's not going to work. I would never do that. I can't do that. I can't send out crappy stuff. I just can't. It doesn't matter if I just couldn't do it. And I couldn't give you just templates. I couldn't say, here are like hundreds of great email templates. You fill in the blanks, and I couldn't do that either. I mean, that's good for Warrior Forum, and that's good for people that are, the $97 products. But I wanted to create something that's a legacy product and a power tool that you will use literally for years. This is not something you're going to use for a couple of days, right? So I hope that you guys recognize that difference. And yes, I'm proud of it because it's my baby. Okay. Yeah, so that's very cool. Okay, so we have a question, and a long one at that. So I'm going to have to, so yeah, I can answer this question. If Michael, are you on the call? I don't know if you're on the call or not, but I will answer the question. And if Michael isn't on the call, then you can check it out later. So I will read the question. I don't think it will show this question, but I'm kind of curious because it's really long. What happens if you, check this out, I go away. Okay. Okay. You probably go, well, it's okay if you go away. You can just get the hell out of here. So I'm going to put this up on the screen just for a moment and read it. So Michael said he has an educational product service targeted to the baby boomers and senior market. Okay. I know that market very well. Looking to help navigate social media. Is there a pre-filled template that you would suggest? Is there a pre-filled template for social media? No, but there is a lot of the emails in CopyPro, Email CopyPro will work great for this because, this is very important. This is very important. So Michael is saying that he's got a niche of baby boomers and he wants to help them navigate social media. In other words, and what I'm going to assume this is, okay, yes, okay, here's the rest of it. Helping baby boomers use social media to connect with their grandkids, better understand how online works, deal with privacy settings. Okay, this is awesome, okay, because I'm not a boomer, but, I'm close. I'm younger than that, but I'm close. So I get that people that I'm going to keep this up on the screen, so I'm sorry that you guys aren't, you can see my arms. I'm still here with you. I'm here with you live. Look, I'll talk with my hands. I can speak with my hands. This is how I'm going to answer that question. Okay. So here, no, I'm kidding. I'm not going to. So Michael's problem is his approach is not quite what he may believe it is. The approach is this. Are you afraid of losing touch with your grandkids? Does the thought of learning new technology frighten you or cause you stress? What am I just doing? I'm just saying, does what? Primary complaint. Does what? Primary fear. I can just, those are all fields in Email Copy Pro. The good news is I have a solution for that problem, a solution I call primary solution. I'm going to teach this to you over the next several weeks through this email, blah, 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 blah. And it will help you primary goal, secondary goal, because the goal and what's going on here isn't pre-filled templates for social media. That's not what you want to be sending, Michael. What you want to be sending is you are losing touch with your kids and grandkids and losing touch with modern day technology. And life is going to pass you by if you're not careful, because life is now social. Life is the public square. It used to be literally in the town square. The town square now is Facebook. The town square now is social media. The town square now is unfortunately driven by technology. But the good news is I'm here to help you learn it, and it's a lot easier than you think. So that's the approach that you would use. And everything I just said is those types of emails are inside Email Copy Pro. So that's a great question. Thank you for sharing that one. I'm going to come back on the screen here. So awesome. So it's reading through a lot of tech questions here. So Liana says, is there a magic number of bullets that we should? Oh, that's a great question. Thank you, Liana. There's not. In an email, I like 3. I just link, because again, short. You want to keep emails short. A lot of the content pieces that we're going to be producing are going to be like 100 to 200 words. Okay. Because again, you can look up the data for this. The data is really conclusive on this. Okay. 200 to 250. I lean a little longer because I like this. Again, I'm trying to give you guys more. You can always take stuff out, man. You can always edit stuff. You can always go, that's a little too long for me. I'd rather give you more and have you take something out than give you too little and go, that's got 10 words in it. That's a freaking tweet, John. Okay. Although one of our most powerful emails is Dean Jackson's 9-word email. It's literally 9 words long. It's amazing. So number of bullets in a sales page, I've seen 20. I've seen 10. There's really not. You could, if you're writing a sales page, go into Email Copy Pro, go select the bullet generator, click the button. You'll have to, and you can click and fill out those fields. And I believe 90% of those fields are in the quick start, by the way. A lot of them are in the quick start, so you don't even have to get past the quick start. But even if you do, there are only a few. Click them, and then you can fill in the blanks, and then boom, you're off to the races. You've got just a limiting belief about emailing twice a day. Oh, emailing twice a day. So let me address that twice a day comment here. Yeah, twice a day is only for people like. I would mail twice a day to my fitness list. My friend Kelly Felix used to mail 2 or 3 times a day. I think it was Kelly. Kelly, if you're seeing this, I don't know if that was you or not, but I knew guys that in the fitness world mailing 2 or 3 times a day. Matt Fury is an old guy that used to mail 2 or 3 times a day. So that's not what I mean. 2 or 3 times a week. If I said 2 or 3 times a day, I apologize. 2 or 3 times a week is what we're going to do for Copy Pro. I prefer that you email every day. And sometimes twice a day, if you have a kick-ass offer and you have quality content and you have cool things to say, right? So that's what we're here to help you create. We're helping you create this. So being a part of Email Copy Pro has already got you the emails for promotion, the emails for follow-up, a full content section of emails that you can create as much content as you want. It just takes you more work to go in there and create the content. Like you have to think about it. Well, now we're actually going to be providing you content, like providing you good quality content that you can send out to your list and offer and building that. But it's going to go up in price. So you want to get it at the discounted price before we do, because that is like really that's really creating a whole business model, man. That's pretty awesome. Because again, the content is not just blah, blah content. And every time someone else regenerates it, it changes it, rewrites it. So even if 3 people send out the same content piece, I mean, it's the same basic thing, but that's actually good. As opposed to a sales letter, that's actually good. Like I've gotten content pieces that it was the same thing and it feels like, oh, there's some hot new book out that they just happen to all be writing about the same book, or this is hot new idea out called X. So, but if it was the same email, it would be terrible. It would be terrible. Well, it's impossible for it to be the same email in Email Copy Pro. I mean, well, it's not impossible, but the odds are like 1 in a million. It's like ridiculously high, so that's what's really cool. So Terry said, I can't wait to what's funny. So Terry, we have so many of our customers that will announce like, oh, this is here. And and they forget and they don't log in. And of course, because we're all busy, and then you forget that this exists. That's why I love doing these, because I can at least remind you guys of all the stuff that's in there. Because, oh, wait till you see where I get toward the end, the Persuade and Profit. There's a whole sales letter in there. There's a 6,000 word sales letter in Email Copy Pro. It's like, now I hid this one. I did on purpose. I hid it. It's there. You can find it. I hid it because I'm like, okay, it's not perfect yet. It's not exactly the way I want it. But I had a friend of mine say, I found it, I used it, and he did 600 grand in sales from that sales page. He goes, I don't know what that is, but it did work for me. So he found it. Now, granted, he's a kick-ass marketer. He had traffic to send to it and all that kind of stuff. But the point is that, yeah, it's my sales letter formula. It's my personal sales letter formula that I dissected. I made it a little shorter because sometimes I write like 10,000 words. But a 6,000 word sales letter coming out of a machine, that's, yeah, no kidding. We're going to use that. And I'm going to show you that template. Now, the drawback to it is, the reason I didn't tell people about it is because it's not dynamic. Well, it's dynamic with your fields, but it's not dynamic with every word, because it's literally going to take a month to do that. But that's why it's not doing it. Oh, look at this. Look at this, Terry. Look at this. You're just wanting to be in that coaching call with me, aren't you? That's cool. I hope that you make it up. Can you give us a clue on where you hid the sales letter? Should I do that? Should I do that, folks? Okay, I'll give you a clue. If you click at the bottom of Email Copy Pro, let me share my screen. I'm going to go ahead and just, I'm such a sucker. I'm such a sucker. I'm going to go over here. Okay, give me a second here. So if you come over to Mission Control and you click at the bottom of Email Copy Pro, you'll see View Every Email. I don't know why people don't use this. It takes a little while to load. Well, not too terribly long, obviously, because the Email Copy Pro is really fast. If I type in sales page, and I scroll down here, it's somewhere in here. That's my hint. It's somewhere in here. Oh, I'm messing with you guys. Okay. I knew that would pull up every sales page email sales letter. It's right there. I had to fuck with you guys a little bit. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Sales letter email. So just type in sales letter email and hey, okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this live since you guys, you had to make me do it, right? So I'm going to do this live, and I'll generate the dadgum thing live for you. I could do it now. I could do it tomorrow. What do you want? You want this one? Think I could do it? Think I should do it? Oh, that's right. I can't. I'm waiting for someone to give me contents. I'm going, what the hell's going on here? So sorry, guys. Sorry, I had to refresh. Okay. I'm going to do this, but I'm not going to go through it because there's no way we have time. So Facebook Live, sales letter, email. Okay. I will choose a niche that I've got very well filled out, like a weight loss niche or my digital marketing niche. So since we are all digital marketing, we'll do digital marketing. I could use any niche as long as I have it filled out. Well, let's see how fast a machine can generate a 6,000 word email. The 6,000 word sales letter. We call it a sales letter email, by the way, because we're going to break this out into like 10 components and make an entire sales letter out of it. So I started it like this, but I had to build the whole thing first. So I have not done anything. I've just generated this. It took less than 7 seconds. And if I hit view, this is what came out. And I'm going to scroll, and keep your eye right here. Here's the scroll. If right about now you're not going, holy shit, this is incredible. As you can see, some of these did not pull in. Some of these I have to manually select. So, but not too many. Look at that. Well, I saw a couple. This one right here. Go click and go. I didn't put testimonials in. But look, it pulled in the one testimonial I did have. So I got to pull in, it makes me pull in 2 more. And by the way, I'm going to go over this because so you get the idea, right? This whole thing came out of this, like, and I'll read the first. Feeling frustrated when it comes to marketing online and your struggles with suffering from lousy sales? Do you feel beaten down, frustrated, even overwhelmed by your progress? What if I told you several clients of mine who read this very email you're reading now? Again, this was going to be an email sales letter, but it could be, so read this very letter you're reading now, are flooding their email copy with persuasion triggers and creating A-list level email copy near instantly with a few clicks of the mouse, simply by leveraging the power of one new and revolutionary technique. that allows them to nail their email sales copy. I didn't write this, guys. Well, I wrote it. I can't lie. I actually wrote the entire thing. But what I'm saying is I didn't write it right now. I wrote it in 7 seconds. This is a compilation of tons of stuff I wrote. So down to the odds are against you if you really get this, why you should listen to me. These are all my very patented and relatively famous in the copy world sales letter techniques that I use. Okay, tells the whole story here. You know, like I even have my whole story in here. You know, I was in your shoes, believe me. It was a lot. So just if you read this, it just sounds like there's just no way that a machine could put this together, but a machine just did. Now I will go through this in more detail, like I said, toward the end of Persuade and Profit. But I wanted to give you guys a little sneak peek. Since you asked so nicely, I love you, Terry. You're awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna come back over here. And now everybody brag. Everyone say, wow, that's amazing. Yeah. So I vote now. I vote now. Thank you. Show. Here's a hint. All right, cool. I hopefully that is impressed more than just a few people. So that hopefully was very cool for you guys to see how fast that came out. And here's what's interesting. I tend to be a little bit of a perfectionist, I guess you could say. And I wanted to make it perfect so that there were no fields that came out empty. Like I know why that is. It's a technical issue and it's complicated. So to fill it in, it's literally, I mean, if I filled it in, I'll go back on. Never mind, I won't go back. I'll show you guys later. But to fill it in is you click a button and you just select the one that you want. But I wanted to get that out and fix that. And also I wanted the damn thing to be regeneratable, which is asking a lot, which means every sentence and every phrase has to be written in multiple different ways and different variables and different verb conjugations. Imagine it's like writing 4 sales letters instead of 1, and they all have to work together. So meaning that if it's not 4 different versions, it's 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. So you do the math on this. It's exponential. You get into millions of versions, right? So Terry says she's going to use it today. B-Dub said very cool stuff, Mary John, and mind blown. That's very cool. Thank you guys for that. And yeah, that's the power of email copywriting. I will finish. I know I'm bragging a lot about email copywriting today. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry, but I am a little bit passionate about it, as you can tell. But what's really cool is there's no way in God's green earth that a scripting tool could do what I just did. It's impossible. It's impossible. They would have to have all of those fields that we have, all of the variables, but also know how the machine would have to know how to conjugate verbs. Because do you notice? I just read the first part of it. I'm not going to read all. Did you notice? Was there one verb that was wrong? One noun that was wrong? One sentence that didn't sound right? Do you know how difficult that was to do? All right. So we wanted to make sure that it was like, oh, okay, it says, so are you struggle to make yourself get better? You know, that's what these scripters sound like. They sound freaking terrible, right? Or it's the same sales letter over and over and over and over again with you just fill in a blank versus your blanks have been filled in by a machine that knows what it's doing. So we're asking you questions when you fill in your blank so that you're forced to write well. I wanted to create a system that says, okay, if I force you to choose a verb and force you to think about a pronoun, it changes the way that you think about copy. Otherwise, you might type something in there that's never going to work. And this is what we've seen in competition. You can type a sentence once and it'll work here, but it will never work over here because there's no way they can check for this. Our stuff doesn't do that. It works everywhere because we force you, just a little kindness, click this one instead. Make sure you choose from this verb list. Okay, you want to use a pronoun? Here's your choices. That kind of stuff. So that's what we're proud of. That's what I'd love to give you, johnbenson.com/email. By the way, just johnbenson.com/email, and you can get it at a discount. And if this isn't worth, it's under $1,000. If that isn't worth that to your business and to learning copy, then man, maybe wrong business. But I think it is completely worth it. And also we do, just so you guys know, we do live group coaching every 2 weeks. We're about to change that to live group coaching once a month. But we do this with my team, specifically Leanne. Love you, Leanne. She's an awesome coach, an awesome teacher. But we're going to switch this in the coming, it's going to be 3 or 4 weeks because I'm in the middle of a move and all this stuff. But we're going to switch that to where I'm going to start coaching the group myself once a month. So I can't do once every 2 weeks because I do too much live training and too much travel and all that stuff. But once a month we're going to do, and on the months that I can't make it for whatever reason, Leanne will do it. But we are adamant about giving you absolute insane service and quality. So you can get on a call live with a human being and go, I can't figure this out. Or what should I say here? Or what's my primary complaint? Or even what's my avatar? We get a lot of those questions. Like, I can't figure out what my avatar is. We're like, oh, okay, well, what's the business? Oh, okay, well, let's go over here to thesaurus.com and boom, or whatever. Or usually I can come up with the avatars just by talking to somebody, and so can Leanne, but you get the idea. So you're not just buying a product and being left on your own. I didn't want to do that either. I wanted to make sure that you had something that could grow, adapt with you, and that you could ask us a lot of questions. So, and people are saying that Leanne is awesome and stuff like this. So last comment here. So this is awesome, Jonathan. How much time do you think it would take to create an email a day for the rest of the year for e-commerce physical products? That one's real simple. I can tell you exactly how long it would take you to do that. An email a day. So we're assuming that if you have more than one product, you would have to clone a niche. And what that means is you fill out a niche. Let's say that I'm going to use like widgets examples. Okay. Let's say one of your product is an e-product that's a widget, and the other product is a nidget. So you have a widget and a nidget. Okay. There's other ones that I can't remember them now, but widget and nidgets. Okay. So you got 2 products. So you fill out your entire widget niche, which will take you probably a couple of days, not straight, like 16 hours, but a couple of days of work to answer every single question. But you don't have to do it all at once. You can literally say, I'm going to fill out the quick start, and then I'm going to fill out the fields as I need them for the next email. Then you just go down and you select, I'm going to send this email out today. Oh, it's going to ask me for 3 fields. I fill it in. Guess what? You never have to fill those 3 fields in again because the database has them. Next time it comes up, you may want to change that. Oh, this one I need to word a little differently. Well, guess what? Now you got 2 of them in there. It can randomize. So you can get started sending an email a day, every day for e-commerce, literally in 90 minutes. It will take you literally maybe 2 days worth of time. Some people take a week to fill out their niche because there's a lot of questions. And we ask you a lot of questions because I can create a 6,000 word sales letter. So obviously we're asking you some very detailed stuff, but you don't need to fill that out all at once. I personally recommend that you do. I personally recommend that you dive in, you fill out everything out all at once, because it's just great mental training. So it teaches you how to learn your business and your avatars. I mean, it's so important that you get that really down, right? So that's my personal take on it. Is I wish that you would. And then once it's done for widgets, you can clone the niche with a click of a button. And if it's somewhat similar, just change the specifics to nidgets. If it's compiled differently, at least you've got that blueprint down, and you can just change where you need to change. And so you just pick the widget you want to go, and boom, you're off to the races. And that's, it's that kick ass. So it's a power tool for email users. And what we're working on right now is even to make it even simpler with the 60 days of content and soft promotion stuff. But for e-commerce stuff, you're just straight downright, promo and a little bit of content. You can do that right now. And guess what? The really cool thing is, let's say that you have an email that works. This is one of my, several of my friends do this. They have an email that works really well from Email Copy Pro. Well, instead of next Monday sending a different email, so they send every day. I send this email on Monday. On the following Monday, they go in, they click regenerate. You saw what just happens. The damn thing rewrites itself. It not only rewrites itself, it keeps the same blueprint. So the blueprint's what's making it work. And then they send that out and change the subject line, because you choose from 100 subject lines. Then next Monday, push a button. It literally takes them, now they've got like 7 emails at work. They go in every 7 days, regenerate, send, regenerate, send, regenerate, send. I personally would recommend picking different emails sometimes, but that's the lazy man's way of doing it, and it does work. Cool. Awesome. And by the way, I want to put this on here because I'm not going so good at Leanne. She's a wealth of knowledge. Yes, she is. So I want to say thank you for Leanne, and for Liana too, being on the call. Liana's been on only one, I think, coaching call. Liana's our Facebook and social media guru. She's awesome too. These are both awesome ladies. I'm fortunate to have them work for me. So thank you very much for joining me for a much longer. We went 45 minutes today, but I really wanted to cover some of the stuff. I hope that you guys are cool with that. And yeah, hit us up at, again, support@emailcopypro.com if you have questions. johnbenson.com/email if you want Email Copy Pro. And we'd love to greet you guys on the next call and get you into the Copy Pro family. So we'll see you tomorrow, as we're going to start diving into some sales letter structure, and we're going to start with subheads and headlines and subheads and what's important about subheads, and why I think 90% of copywriters miss this. This one tip, it's a quick tip too. It'll only take about 10 minutes to show you this, but it's going to solve a lot of problems for you when it comes down to writing sales copy. And then we're going to do something kind of cool. We're going to take your requests on what you want to know, and we're going to spend the rest of those 3 days following that answering all your stuff. So we will see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right, cool.